Hello, everybody. Um, I'm finally doing it. I'm finally making the tutorial on how to make like your own little animal or feral avatar. Um, I didn't record this part because I thought people could get to this point. Just the default cube, delete the like two things that are initially in your scene, and have some kind of. I personally need a reference at like a side view one. Sometimes I'll add a couple pictures at the top if I need like some extra clarification for what certain things look like or to give me more ideas throughout making it. Um, so this is just what I personally need. You might just be able to do it without it. But yeah, let's get started. I have moved recently. My setup is not the most comfortable, so I'll probably stop once my back starts hurting too much because I have like a dining room chair that is way too tall for what I am doing. Okay. Wait, first I would like to change this. Okay. I don't really know how to make a proper tutorial, but I will try. Actually, I prefer to delete this side. X, vertices, the mirror tool. Turn on clipping. Yeah. And then I tend to start with like, oh shoot, I didn't line up. This. I like it to have the front legs lined up with this, just because it'll make adding the bones later a lot easier. So, just do that really quickly. Sorry if you can hear my mouse a lot. I might end up having to move that at some point. But then I tend to start in the middle of the body and just line everything up. And then that's a little too wide, so I want to make it to around the size that I'm going to want the middle of the body. Probably going to mess with it once there's more to work with. This down here. And here's where I'm probably going to add my first loop. Again, I'm just trying to line it up as best as I can. E to extrude. And it is nice to leave these like perfectly in between where a leg's gonna be. It makes it a lot easier later on. Do that. I know that like keybinds for like making loops and doing all that is probably a lot quicker and more efficient. I'm just used to sitting and individually tapping it over there. And I will be trying to say it out loud when I press buttons when I remember, just that makes it easier. E to extrude, and then I'll start coming up along the neck, leave a space here for this leg, because I like to extrude it out when I do the legs. It makes it look a little bit better to me. I used to not do that, and it just makes the legs look like they're too much a part of the body. It makes it look like they're two separate sections then a lot better in my opinion. Yeah. E to extrude. Now I'll add a little loop cut, make sure the neck is a little bit different from the body. Perhaps move that. Okay. Finish off the head at least, or at least get the like starting points of a head. That. Oh no, might put it up now. Okay. Neck is a little thick. Neck is way too thick. That a bit smaller. Put that in. I feel like everything's a little too wide, but I want like some form of roundness of like the stomach, but I also just don't have a lot at the moment, and figuring out how things should be while it's still this rough is sometimes a little difficult. Okay, I'm going to extrude for the back leg, E, then probably bring this in quite a bit. Yeah, and then it like also defines that like hip and stuff. And I don't really like the top and how it looks with this coming out, so I'll probably tap this one first, then tap this one, M, at first. Nope, that's not what I wanted. This one first, then this one, M, at first. Oh, I could have done at last. Oh well. This, M at first. I just like the shape more. But it's really whatever you like the shape of. Whatever makes it look nice to you. Bring this in. I also might be figuring out the feet as I go, because I don't 100% know if I like those. Might do little nubs instead, or big frog feet. Bring that down, then do this. Or make it to where it's like flat. I don't know, I feel like I should describe more what I'm trying to do. Make it see-through again. Just trying to make that leg. I think I'm just gonna have nubs for now. Do another thing right here really quickly so that I can just give it a little bit more of a curve. Let's see how the back, oh, let's see how the back looks. Okay. I'll probably take this, bring it in more. Just gonna sit and shape things. And I could always sit and mess with it later. A little crooked. Bring that out. This. There we go. Not the worst little guy. Forward a bit. There. Got the start. Such a massive head. Probably bring this in a little bit. I don't know. I feel like it does have, like, it needs a massive head, but maybe not that big. Bring that down. Probably gonna put like an, oop, Control Z. Put like an eye there. Get the face. And now we're gonna extrude this. Okay. Now I'm just gonna do the same thing. At first. M at first. Okay. And I'll also bring this in. Give some room for the legs are gonna come down. I might also add this really quickly. Start smoothing it out, see what I need to fix. Yeah, like that I kind of need to And I'm so sorry if you can hear my cat. She crawled behind my monitor. Baby, what? Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for knocking things over. Grab my drink before it goes tumbling to the floor. Okay. Give it a little bit of a butt. Make its chest a little bigger. I don't know 100% my plan for the head. Kind of going in blind with the head. Guess we'll figure that one out together. Might make this a little... Ooh. I don't know about that. Okay. I'll worry about that later. The head's gonna be a later me problem. Might have to start over with that one a couple times. For now, need to extrude. Should've probably got one of those things that tells you everything that I'm doing at the bottom. Figured that out before doing this, but it's fine. We got this. This is under control. Shape the neck a little bit more since this kind of moved it away from where I'm wanting it. Flatten it out a bit. Just kind of wanting a generic little leg for while I figure things out. Stanced up. Love it. Grab these. This. Gonna straighten it. Okay. This out a bit. Just trying to make it look more like a leg. You know? Make it look more like a little creature instead of a blob. Probably bring this in. Might, hear me out, drop this a little bit. Just kind of make it look like there's a little bit more of a crease there. Yeah, you can make it stand up if you want. Okay. Cool. Probably just take all of these. Control Z. Control Z. Forgot one. Bring it down a little bit. I like the round belly, but I think it's gotta go up. Not loving the front legs, but I can figure that out later. I don't know, loop cut. Let me shape that out a little bit more. I feel like this is gonna be 90% of the video, just, don't like the way that looks here. Let me just sit and fidget with it a bunch. Until I can tolerate looking at it. Make you bigger. Okay. Might end up just going for the nub approach with that. Let's look at this head a little bit more now. This is gonna be a horrible tutorial. I don't really want to like skip anything either, because it's like, hey, what if I do something that like might help someone else figure it out? Just want to line this up with this again. Probably put one back here as well. I'll just do the same. Line those up again. Give the eye a little bit more shape. Okay. Head needs to be flattened. Do that first. but it's not looking too bad for the combination. Might tap this so that I can see it now stuck to the mesh. I don't know. It's a general shape down. Definitely needs some work though. Go back to this. Just kind of fill out the little creature again. Okay. Bring that up. Oh. Feel like the legs are too short. Feel like I need to like raise this entire thing up a bit. Not sure though. Oh. Oops. Meant to also grab this. Bring these down a bit. Okay. Lengthen the legs. Don't know if this is looking how I'm wanting it to. Might take this. Accidentally grab something down there. Bring it in a bit. Because I'm gonna want the eyes like face forward at least a little bit. Yeah. Okay. That's looking frog dog adjacent. Probably grab these. I might just really quickly ooh, that's something. Make them smaller, move them up a bit. Probably I kind of want to grab two spheres and like put them in for the eyes, but I want to like have a space to actually do that. What if I X faces? Bear with me, because I am kind of just actually. Let me undo all of this really quickly. Let me save, Control S, and then I bring it down. X faces, and then just shape it a little bit with this. See what's having to happen to make it what I want it to be. Just kind of want it to be a circle, a general, doesn't have to be perfect, circle. Okay. And then to fix the front, because side view I'm liking. Let's bring you in. Maybe not that far for you. Okay. Then Alt, select all of these, and I might extrude it inward a bit. There we go. Kind of got like the beginnings of an eye, and I kind of like how it like formed its own cheek a bit. Put that in a little bit more. S. And then F, just make the back of that a face. There. That's not too bad. Might pick this up a little bit. Bring you down. I don't know. I'm kind of wanting like a more defined jaw, but I don't think that fits really for the frog look, so. Just, see. I'm gonna turn this on really quickly. Just so that I can pull a little bit more of the face inward. Because I want it to be looking forward. It'll make more sense when you're wearing it in game. Turn that off now. Bring this down a bit. Okay. Okay, it's looking very frog-like, I think, now. A little bit more of that, like, double chin. Chud look for the frog. Kind of has that going. Yeah. I think this is a nice, like, general shape. Of course, yours is probably going to be different for whatever creature you're making. I mean, hey, more than welcome to make your own frog dog. Okay. Might actually now also extrude like the thick part of the tail as well. Go to this, E, turn it back to that, make it like see-through. Just kind of start shaping it. Mess with it a bit. Make it what you want it to be. These out. This out. This a bit smaller. Probably gonna add a loop cut here. There we go. That's looking nice. Okay, turn that off. A little wide. Gonna have to take this. Like the tail to be smaller. Or thinner, I mean. As it is kind of meant to be like a tadpole tail kind of deal. That out a little bit more and maybe this out. There we go. Okay. The beginnings of our little frog. Might add temporary little spheres. Also, while we're in this, right click on the mouse, shape smooth. Shape smooth. Give us a better idea of what it's gonna look like. I'm gonna add mesh UV sphere. Yes, that. Bring it up. Actually, I'll probably also shape smooth really quickly. Edit mode. Mirror. I don't know, I feel like for this, I don't always do the circle eye. Usually I'll put it in, make it like it's normal in eye. I don't know if there's a proper name for it. And then you just put like a plane over it, and then that would be where you texture in your eye. But I think since this is like a frog, it would make more sense and look nicer. Forward. Just need to sit and fidget with it. It had like big sphere eyes. To me, this like makes sense. Oh, stretch really quick. To me, this just like makes sense for a frog. Push air to select everything. I don't know though. It's looking a little bit like a snake. I should do a snake dog at some point. That'd be fun. Nose is like a little like upturned almost. Might wanna. Ooh. Just selecting that. Edit mode. I don't really know how to flatten that. Oh well. Okay. I actually might add a loop cut here. That'll help me out later with the tail. Might have to spread it out some with the stomach. Yeah. It's not too bad. Not too much I'm having to adjust. Which also makes it where I can mess with this. Probably gonna bring this in. I think this is where the mouth is gonna be, right here. Sit and shape this a little bit more. Gonna bring this out a little bit. There. That's looking pretty frog-like, I think. Okay. Get a nice little, like, general shape down. I might also then do, like, the tail part. And I mean, I feel like a lot of this goes, like, especially the legs and stuff, for, like, any thing that you're making. I don't know. I wanted to try to make a tutorial that, like, E to extrude. Ooh. Ooh. Just tap E, let that sit. S, Z. Okay. I'm gonna have to go in a little bit more manually. But I wanted to try to make something that, like, ooh, I see the problem. That you could do with, like, any creature was kind of my initial idea. Just because the way that I initially learned how to do this was a friend from a long time ago taught me how to make a normal avatar, and then there was another person, I don't quite remember their name at this point, but they had done, like, a horse speed run, and I basically used that as a tutorial of, oh, so that's how you, like, make all this and do it. And that video, even though it wasn't, like, intended to be a tutorial, ended up helping me so... Oh, did not mean to do that. Ended up helping me so much when it came to, like, learning how to do this. Okay, I am not grabbing all that I need to. Tail's a little funky. For some reasons. In. Grab that. Grab this. But there's not, like, really a proper tutorial. Not that I think that this is a proper tutorial. Just kind of throwing shit together, hoping it works. um, but there's not really like any form of tutorial or help on making avatars specifically like this. Like, obviously there's ones for like making human avatars or like furry avatars. There's no like feral or just straight up animal avatar tutorials out there, so I was just kind of hoping that this would help with that. Yeah. Yeah, that's looking like our little guy. That's how our little guy should look. Oh, this chair is killing me. Lost my train of thought for a bit. But yeah, I hope that this could like help a bit, along with if you are needing extra help or are needing a little bit more hand holding. I do have a Discord server and I don't mind like answering questions there on how to do this. Along with if I'm like free at the moment, I could probably like hop in a call quickly and help out a little bit. Depending on what like your problem is, of course. But yeah, I was just gonna hope that this could like help some people, especially later on when it comes to like bones and like how you're supposed to do them for this. I don't know if I'm even doing it the right way, if there is a right way. Also, like when you set up the back legs, obviously most vrchat avatars don't have 4 legs, and setting up the rotation constrictors might be a little tricky for some. But yeah. I was just checking really quick how long this has been going on for. I'm trying to think of what I should be doing next. Oh, probably the mouth. I don't know. I don't think I would personally add a mouth onto this, and you could probably use any mouth tutorial on this kind of like thing, because I'm pretty sure, as far as I'm aware, all mouths kind of work the same. So I'll trust that you guys can find another mouth tutorial, just because I don't personally think that this one would look good with a mouth. Yeah. Okay. I think I am gonna just leave it with like nub feet though, so I might do this, just flatten them. Just round them out a bit. Oh, hi Tank. Okay. I regret putting that so low down. Now things are weird. I might also bring this in and this out. Give it more of like an actual hip. Okay. What else does this need? I could really quickly. I don't know, I kind of got like the general little guyness down. I might end the first thing here because I have been going for 33 minutes, but yeah. I hope this could help in some kind of way. I will be probably in the next part of this adding like the little seams to it and texturing it. There are, I do know, better ways of texturing than the way I do it, because I do it all within Blender, but I do know that other people will like go to a separate program that makes things easier. You might want to do that because it might make things go a little bit better for you, but I will show you the way that I do it next. I hope you have a lovely day, and goodbye.